Oh my god, Peter, the PlayStation's box and Nintendo fan. I cannot believe you ranted on the worst episodes. You are offending episodes on TV channels. Now I'm doing a commentary on your video right now.
Sorry for not making any rants in a while, I was busy with other stuff. Anyways, today's episode is a quadruple rant. Dexter, Detention, Sore Eyes, Sunscream, and City of Franzville. First, I'm going to rant Dexter Detention. Enjoy. Dexter Detention? More like Dexter Recess.
Dude. You know that the more like terms are getting old. You can actually say, when you hate a show or episode, this show or episode has got to be the worst show or episode ever.
Oh my god. This episode from Dexter's Laboratory sucks.
Correction, this episode rocks.
Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion.
You better give out valid reasons on why you hate this episode. If you don't, then you're going to make dumb excuses.
The episode starts when it seems to be a good day for Dexter, as today there's a test going and he, along with his teacher Miss Wimple, seem to have faith that he'll pass it. Things go well until a student starts pestering Dexter for the answer to the first question, and Dexter, instead of snitching on the student or politely telling him that cheating won't get him anywhere, loses his temper and yells out the answer to the first question, much to the shock of the teacher. Miss Wimple is so disappointed that Dexter yelled out the answer that she has no choice but to give Dexter detention.
I don't care about it.
When he is in detention, Dexter tries to protest his innocence, but the detention warden won't listen and places him with the other criminals.
That's because he tried to protest the innocence and he gets replaced with the other criminals.
Soon he learns that they can't talk and need to use Morse code while the warden is out finding them work.
You're just making excuses.
Eventually Dexter digs his way out of the ground and is initially happy that he and the other kids have escaped, but his triumph is short-lived though, as he finds out that he had burrowed his way into a penitentiary and ends up having to stay there as punishment for accidentally breaking in. And the episode ends. Wow. Just wow. I say that this episode is so stupid.
Correction, it's not stupid.
Oh, and did I forgot to mention that on the list? Someone noticed Dan Kroll, Paul Rudish, Dave Smith, Chris Battle, Craig McCracken, and Jendi Tartakovsky, aka, the creator of the show. Anyways, I don't know who likes or hates this episode, either. What else sucks, what's better, so I'm just gonna leave it be.
Good. Because I don't want to see any fictional characters in the like and hate spot, because they are not real.
Anyways, end of rant 1.
That rant number 1 sucks. Anyways, moving on to the next rant.
Next, I'm going to rant on Sore Eyes. Enjoy. Sore eyes? More like good eyes.
Again, stop using the more like term. You know that the more like term is getting old.
Oh my god. This episode from Dexter's Laboratory sucks.
I know that this episode from Dexter's Laboratory, but you gotta stop making Gonamit-styled rants.
Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion.
You better give out valid reasons on why you hate this episode. If you don't, then you're going to make dumb excuses.
The episode starts when, agitated with his glasses, Dexter seeks an alternative for his vision and undergoes his own laser eye surgery. The procedure becomes a moderate success as he perceives everything around him to be visually enhanced at first. As Dexter ran downstairs to embrace his family with his new eyesight, he then realizes that he made his vision too perfect to the point where he can see clearly through all of his family's imperfections.
That reason was unveiled.
Hence why they're viewed as hideous through his perception. Dexter looks at his breakfast with detail and began to see microscopic bacteria and bugs that is usually impossible to see at first glance. Dee Dee then engages the dad and mum in a hideous standoff of blowing raspberries.
Dee Dee was my favorite character from Dexter's Laboratory.
After his family continued their silly behavior, Dexter freaks out and retreats from his house for a short period of time to the hills to enjoy nature's calming atmosphere.
I don't care about the reasons, so let's move on.
And the episode ends. And that's how the episode goes. I don't know who likes or hates this episode, either. What else sucks, what's better, so I'm just gonna leave it be.
Good. Because I don't want to see any fictional characters in the like and hate spot, because they are not real.
Anyways, end of rant 2. Next, I'm going to rant on Sunscream. Enjoy.
Well, your rant is going to suck, even though I like Sunscream from the Powerpuff Girls episode, Inside Out, and the PN Colors.
Sunscream? More like sun cream?
What did I just tell you? Stop using the more like term. You know that the more like term is getting old. And stop making Gonamit-styled rants, which is getting very old.
Oh my god. This episode from the Powerpuff Girls sucks.
Well, I like it in my opinion. But you still suck for ranting on the worst episodes.
Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion.
You better give out valid reasons on why you hate this episode. If you don't, then you're going to make dumb excuses.
The episode starts when the Powerpuff Girls are at the beach standing while their adoring fans surround them and ask questions.
Which kinda like Forky asks a question. Even though I like it. Also, the PN Colors like to meet the Powerpuff Girls while they are in the swimsuit. Even though I go swimming as well.
Professor Utonium.
I'm acting like Professor Utonium as well.
Feels left out and asks if the fans want to talk to him, but he is ignored.
Why would that do that?
All of a sudden, their fans begin to panic when they see something heading straight for Earth. Blossom uses her supervision and sees a solar flare. The girls prepare to stop it, but Professor Utonium tells them to put on sunscreen first.
It's important to put on sunscreen.
The girls refuse and complain that sunscreen is for nerds.
Oh my god. Why the heck would they say that? They are need to know sunscreen is not for nerds. This proves that they are tiny helpless baby brats. Even though the tiny helpless baby brat term is getting old, and I like the Powerpuff Girls.
Professor Utonium puts sunscreen on himself and tries to impress two women, but they laugh at him and call him a nerd.
This is getting too impressive.
The girls go toward the sun and defeat the flare using their atomic twister to suck it in. The flare is defeated, but the girls are left with a nasty sunburn all over their bodies.
Why they would leave out any nasty sunburn in our bodies? They know they're getting so worried in our bed, and starting to whimper for no reason.
Except around their eyes since they were wearing sunglasses.
Okay, you're just making dumb excuses, because you don't know everything.
They fly back to the beach expecting praise from their fans, but instead, their fans laugh themselves silly at how ridiculous they look sunburned.
Which means they are very heartless to laugh at those girls, while they are sunburned.
They fly home humiliated. The girls lie in bed moaning and whimpering, the pain from their burns making it hard to even move.
You do realize the Powerpuffs are sad, because the fans laugh at them. But that is heartless.
Buttercup wishes there had been a way to prevent getting burned, not realizing they should have put on sunscreen. Blossom reminds them that they need to keep their image up.
Look, I know that Buttercup and Blossom to keep their image and they should have put on sunscreen, because you don't know everything you rant on. So, give out a veiled reason why do you know about this episode.
They worry about being able to fight crime in their condition. Blossom tells them to remain positive and have faith in the citizens.
Come on. Just stop with the excuses already.
The hotline rings, but none of them want to get up and answer it until Blossom reluctantly agrees to do it.
Well, she can agree with me and PM Red.
She has a hard time getting off the bed since even the tiniest movement hurts her, and even falls down in the process.
Which she can cry and worry herself. Well, I can comfort Blossom and help her.
Bubbles and Buttercup quickly sit up to see if she's alright, forgetting their sunburns for a minute, and scream in pain.
Which screaming can make my ears bleed. But again, you still suck for ranting on the worst episodes.
Blossom finally manages to reach the phone and asks Bubbles for help.
I'm skipping the reasons, because I don't know what to say for more.
Professor Utonium comes to the scene and realizes the girls have sunburns. They apologize for not listening to the professor and not putting on sunscreen.
Which is a good thing.
He shows them a can of aloe vera, where it peels off skin that has been afflicted by the sunburns. Everyone thinks it's disgusting, but once all the red skin is peeled off, they are able to fight again and they defeat the con artists. They punish them by leaving them on an island with sunscreen. But one of them says it's for nerds and the episode ends. And that's how the episode goes. Anyways, end of rant 3.
The third rant sucks. Because he gave out invalid reasons on why he hates Sunscream, which I like this episode.
The city of Franzville? More like the city of Happysville.
How many times do I have to tell you to stop using the more like term? Stop using the more like term. For the last time, you know that the more like term is getting old and overused.
Oh my god. This episode from the Powerpuff Girls sucks.
Correction, this episode rocks.
Here are the reasons why I hate this episode in my opinion. The episode starts when Carnival has arrived in Townsville, and everyone is happy until the tearful Lugubrious uses his machine to switch everyone's happiness with his depression and misery. Later on, everyone is affected by his machine. At the happy competition, the mayor announced that the happiest citizen in Townsville is Bubbles. Then the misery affects the entire audience.
This is so embarrassing.
Breaking them down into tears. Blossom asks what's going on, Professor?
I'm skipping the reasons, because I don't know what to say for more.
Blossom cries, I don't like it. And the episode ends. And that's how the episode goes. End of quadruple rant.
Jeez. He ranted on the worst episodes I like. Anyways, this quadruple rant sucked. See you in the next commentary.